Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get started with our luncheon. I'd like to welcome everybody out to our 8th annual State of the Chamber address. Thank you for braving a little bit of nasty weather out there. We've got a great crowd today. First and foremost, I'd like to ask Pastor Tyler Ford from Cedar Point Baptist Church to please come forward and bless today's meal.
Let's pray. Lord, we thank you for your grace and your mercy today as we come together for this meeting. We thank you for the food that you've provided for us, for providing every need that we have. Lord, we thank you for the Chamber and the work they do in our community. We thank you for each business represented here today and the work they do as well, just to help give us a community that flourishes and that is a witness to you in this world. Lord, we pray for each one here that as we go on through our endeavors throughout the year, that you would lead us and guide us. We thank you most for Christ, and we pray this all in his name, and we say amen.
Thank you very much, Pastor Ford. We appreciate that. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to do things a little different. There's a lot of moving parts in the January luncheon, so I'm going to actually just try to tackle the agenda myself today until we get to our speakers. We've got our 2022 Chamber President that's going to be giving remarks, as well as our incoming 2023 President, and then we're going to talk about our State of the Chamber. So first and foremost, though, if a lot of you remember, I'd say a lot of you probably helped in some way. We just finished up our 13th annual Chamber Holiday Auction. So as you know, one of my favorite events to date, we've raised over $197,000 from our holiday auctions. It's a tremendous amount of money. We've been able to provide over 100 college scholarships from the holiday auction as well. So something that we're very proud of is working with our local high schools to send kids to our local community college to get a really quality education. And I know that Dr. Castle and some of his team is here today, and I know some members of our holiday auction committee are here as well, and I'd like to do a check presentation. So if I could ask everybody from the college and from the holiday auction committee to please come forward, we're going to do a quick check presentation. We raised a record amount of money this year. We raised just over $30,000 from our holiday auction, and we're going to be able to transfer that money directly to the Chamber. Doesn't make a dollar. We're giving all this money directly to the college for scholarships. So if everybody could get together, we're going to take a quick picture. Can we see you, Lisa? Lisa, you got to make sure we can see her. Make sure we can see everybody. Hop in here. Can we see everybody?
I think we both had our heads nestled right in there.
Let's give a big round of applause to our holiday auction committee and the community college for all they do to support us. Thank you all so much. It is a labor of love. But to raise that money every year, really a wonderful cause. I'm truly appreciative for everybody that helps out with our auction. It gets better every year. This was a new record, and we raised just a little bit more than last year, which was a new record, in which we raised a little bit more than the year before that, which was a new record. So we've set the bar very high. I want to thank Beverly Withers and Kathy Price Sears. They are our co-chairs of the committee, and they do a spectacular job, so thank you all very much. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to run through everything. I'm going to call, I don't get to do this very often, I'm going to call this meeting to order, our first meeting of 2023, and I want to thank everybody that's here, our elected officials, our guests, public officials and their representatives. I know I see our brand new judge executive out there. He had his first meeting this morning, Mr. Marshall Todd. He came over here, and I appreciate you taking the time to meet with us on day one. So thank you very much, Marshall. We appreciate that. If you look up at the wall or at the middle of a lot of your tables, you'll see our sponsors. These are our major annual sponsors, our world class, our chairman, and our ambassador circle sponsors. These businesses provide us with a lot of the funding that we're able to facilitate many of the programs that the Chamber does. So I'd love for you to recognize those. And if you are interested in learning more about how to become an annual sponsor of the Chamber, I'd love to talk to you and tell you about those benefits. There's an affordable fit for everybody on that wall. And if we could we give them a big round of applause, please? Want to recognize where are they at? They're behind me. Step Energy, one of our newest world-class sponsors. So Step Energy has joined the team. I want to thank them as well for coming on board. And again, we really appreciate each and every one of those sponsors. Things like this don't happen without a whole lot of moving pieces. So first and foremost, the Center for Rural Development. Really want to thank Lonnie Lawson and his team. Laura Glover, our new second vice president. She's up at the head table now. Laura, thank you so much for years of service to the Chamber of Commerce. We certainly appreciate everything the center does for us. I want to thank Sassy Spoon Catering. So we have a new caterer. They won our contract for 2023. So Sassy Spoon Catering is here. Sandy, thank you so much for today's meal. What are we having? Meatloaf? Is that what we're having? That's awesome. So want to thank them as well. And as always, I want to thank Coca-Cola Bottling and Pepsi Bottling Companies of Somerset for providing drinks for our luncheons. If we could give all of them a big round of applause, please. Okay, so many of you have probably, before I do that, I'm going to go through new members. So we've got to do new member recognition. So every month we have new members that are joining our chamber, and I believe that as first vice president now, Miss Lisa Phelps is going to come up, and she's actually going to recognize and introduce our new members for the month of December.
There we go. Always a little taller than I am. Good afternoon, and please join me in welcoming our newest sponsor members. If you are in attendance, please stand to be recognized. Best Choice Supply Company, Ben Hudson. Hydraulic Specialist Incorporated, Kim Hensley. Kentucky Hardscapes and Design, Donnie and Christy Abney. Kentucky Marine, Loretta Martin. Living Better Wellness Center, Romney Hancock. Murphy Avenue Signs and Graphics, Casey Morrow. Rise and Smile Family Dentistry and Aesthetics, Dr. Lauren Vaughn. Ruthven Brothers, John and Landon Ruthven. Skin X Aesthetics, Dr. Erica Kelly. Thank you all.
Sorry about that, Lisa. I'm going to have to remember that and move that microphone down. So I ask the question quite often, how do you make a 3-person chamber look like a 10-person chamber? So a few of you all know the answer to this. Have good ambassadors. So I believe, pound for pound, our Chamber of Commerce has the best ambassador corps in the state of Kentucky. I've been privileged to travel the state and see quite a few, and I will tell you our ambassadors are as good as any you will ever see. And I always we don't take that for granted. I'd like to ask all of our ambassadors that are with us today, please stand and be recognized. Also, while I'm up here, we'll go ahead and we'll recognize our Ambassador of the Month for December. And our Ambassador of the Month for December is Mr. Josh Collins of Slade Properties and the Downtowner. Congratulations, Josh. He's our go-to pickup truck for anything we need. Also want to recognize all of our information tables that are here today. So this is a free service that we provide. Anybody that would like to have an information table to talk to and interact with people at our chamber luncheons, this is a free service. It's just first come, first serve. If you'd like one, call the office, talk to Crystal, and she can put you down for an information table for an upcoming luncheon. But I'll recognize everybody here. East Kentucky Power Cooperative, South Kentucky RECC, First Choice Clinic, AIM, Kentucky Career Center, Toyotetsu, Crown Staffing Services, the Center for Rural Development, JM Financial Coaching, Hendrickson, Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital, the United Way of South Central Kentucky, Skyhope Women's Recovery Center, Protea Behavioral Health Counseling, Lux Spa, Cumberland Falls State Park, Brightview Health, Health Markets Insurance Agency, WTLO Somerset 106 Radio, Heads Up Digital TV, Slim Chickens, and Pro Trade Barbecue Supply and Hardware. Let's give them a big round of applause. Okay, so now I think we're ready to go into our presentation. So before we begin today's 8th annual State of the Chamber Address, I would like to ask our 2022 Chamber President, actually, you know what, before I do this, I better thank our sponsors, shouldn't I? Since they keep the lights on in our building. So I know that there's a big group here. I see Ken Simmons out there and his group from South Kentucky RECC. Also East Kentucky Power, they are our sponsors today. They have deferred their time generously to our presenters today, and I want to thank them. But we don't take it for granted, your sponsorship, and I certainly want to thank both of your companies very much for your sponsorship. So thank you all very much. And let's give them a big round of applause as well. Especially since Ken's on my board and he signs my checks. I need to take care of that guy. So now I'm going to ask our 2022 Chamber President, Tiffany Finley, to please come forward and provide us with a brief overview of her year as President of the Chamber. So as someone who's worked very closely with Tiffany over the past 10 years, I can promise you, you won't find a more passionate supporter of the Chamber. John Quincy Adams once said that if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Tiffany, it's one thing to be a boss, but it's a completely different thing to be a leader. In 2022, I was honored to be led by a person such as yourself. Thanks for everything. So, Tiffany, please come forward. Hold on.
I'm gonna put this under here. Thank you. All right. Sorry. Okay. So, thank you, Bobby. That was very sweet of you. I don't think we pay you enough for all the nice comments you just said about me. But thank you, and I hope you know how much your friendship means to me and your support and your staff, and you do a wonderful job for this community and the Chamber, and we're very lucky to have you. I can't believe that this year is already over, but this has been an experience that I will never forget. I feel like I've learned so much about myself and have grown in ways that I never thought was possible. I know here in a bit, Bobby's going to lay out everything that we've accomplished for the past year, and myself and our board are very proud of those things, but I wanted to take this time to tell you what my experience with the Chamber over the years has meant to me. This Chamber does an incredible job creating a voice for our local businesses. But for me, it has always been about community. Whether it's walking into this chamber luncheon and feeling personal connections, raising money for worthwhile causes, or opening our members' minds positively with programs like Lake Cumberland Leadership, YAY, and our City to Farm tours, this chamber brings us together in ways that make us stronger and prideful as a community. Personally, I will never forget my time going through the Lake Cumberland Leadership Program in 2007, that shows my age, as a young lady that didn't fully appreciate her hometown. That program opened my eyes to what a special place we get to call home, as I know it has for so many of you. That program is where my passion for my hometown began. Or there's the time that the late Jack Kinney asked me if I would volunteer at the Chamber's Summer Blast concert as a runner for one of the bands. That's what gave me the courage to ask if I could be a volunteer for the Master Musicians Festival and sparked my passion for the music industry. It was the Chamber that introduced me to so many wonderful businessmen and women that I look up to and admire, and became the inspiration for the Rise Women in Leadership program. I've seen this chamber evolve so much over the years, from leasing a tiny office over on 27 to owning a beautiful piece of real estate that helped change the landscape of our downtown. Our voice and reputation has become one that the community and our state respects and appreciates. We now have programs and resources for everyone, and we have become the bridge that connects the community to each other. When someone asks me how to thrive in this community, the answer is always to get involved in this chamber. The chamber and this community will give back to you as much as you're willing to give. I told Bobby that after 12 years of serving on this board and being involved in so many wonderful chamber programs and events that it was my time to take a step back, but I'm not quite ready to give up the RISE program. I started my time as president making a promise to the women of this town to create a space where we can learn from each other and champion each other. And I am super proud of what we have created so far. We have had 4 RISE sessions in 2022 that averaged over 130 women each, where we've heard personal journeys from women leaders and have learned everything from how to network, gain financial independence, self-defense, and even how to change a tire. And I think we've just scratched the surface on what that program can and will be. So much so, we already have women in our community coming forth with RISE sessions that they want to help curate in the future. So it is my plan and honor to continue to building and facilitating the RISE program. I leave you in good hands with our incoming president, Shawn Daugherty. Shawn is a very honorable man and a friend, and I've really enjoyed working with him over the years. He is a strong leader, and I know with him at the helm, the chamber will be stronger. In closing, I just want to say I am honored to have served in this role for an organization that I believe in wholeheartedly. This chamber has shaped me into the woman I am today, and I will always be thankful for that. There are so many people in this room that have inspired me, mentored me, supported me, and that I call friends. And if we've never met, well, I want to meet you, and I want to learn from you. So please come and introduce yourself. If I can do anything for any one of you, please call me. Bobby has my number. I prefer text, besides 9 a.m. phone calls. No more from Bobby Clue. After this year, that's Shawn's job. But thank you again. This truly has been a highlight of my life. Thank you so much.
For the record, I called her at 8:36 this morning.
Yeah.
So, Tiffany, one thing that we always like to do as a parting thank you to our chamber presidents is we like to give you a little going away gift. It's not to injure or hurt me or anyone else with, but it is a thank you to say thank you for going to bat for our chamber over the past year. So, Tiffany, it means the world to me, and I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you all so much. Oh, let me get my water.
Forget your water. Okay. Okay. Our 2023 Chamber President likely needs no introduction to most of you, but I would like to ask Mr. Shawn Daugherty to please come forward and discuss what he would like to accomplish over the next year. Did I grab yours? Right here. Was that it? Okay.
Hide behind this microphone up here. Tiffany, first of all, I'm a little disappointed. He calls me at 7 a.m. So, Bobby, I'm hoping that in the pecking order that you'll start calling more at 9. I'd like to sleep in. So, to start out, I'd like to thank you, Tiffany. Your selfless service to this chamber has made it a better place. You've certainly left it a better place than when you started your year as the chamber president. Your vision and insight have definitely steered the ship in the right direction. You have set the bar high. Thank you. Oftentimes, when in the community, I get the question, why should my business be involved with the chamber? And that's a simple question for me. I always respond with, it's all about relationships. And this chamber helps to facilitate and cultivate relationships in our business community. These relationships become the backbones of our local small businesses. Relationships help us grow and prosper as business. And every time one of our small businesses is successful, it opens up other opportunities for other support businesses to have the same type of success or maybe even greater success. We are a pro-business, member-based organization funded fully by members and sponsors with one mission in mind, to promote commerce. As I reflect back over the last several years, I've noticed that we've added programming that helps build relationships. Most recently, as Tiffany mentioned, she started the RISE program this last year. The RISE program will pay dividends for us in our community for years to come. But that's just an example of value add that our chamber has in programming that we've added. The year before, Matt Ford, you started the Operation Beautification, which certainly helps our community present itself better to incoming tourists, visitors, and folks that ultimately will move here. We've got the education piece for our youth. We do the YAY program, and it is super exciting to think about and see those kids as they go through the program over that process and how they grow and learn and become good small business folks. You know, we've got numerous promotions, whether it be ribbon cuttings or member spotlights, even simply maintaining our resource-based chamber website for members, visitors, and folks moving here to use as a resource. Our social media presence is certainly all those things promote local business. And when I think of all these things that we do, all the programming that we do, I think about who's doing all that hard work. And of course, I remember our 3 full-time chamber employees, Bobby, Crystal, and Bill. Bobby's drive and persistence is effective, efficient, and results-oriented. Crystal's steady hand helps to keep our office organized and cohesive. Bill's positive daily influence on members is evident when you look at our retention rates and the new members. This team has bolstered big numbers over the last 8 years. And I use 8 years as my benchmark because that is when we added the 3rd employee. Bill Marshall became our 3rd employee in August of 2015. From that time until now, we have increased retention rates from about 86% to over 92%. I won't steal Bobby's thunder. He'll tell you the national averages later, and you will be surprised at how much better we are than national averages. During that time, we've increased from 502 members to 880 members. That's a 75% increase in our membership base, or almost 10% per year. So now coming into the new year, as I think of programs, I don't think we're going to add any new programs because all of the new programs that we've got are functioning very well. And with only 3 employees, we're just a little bit stretched thin. So rather this year, we will focus on fine-tuning our existing programs. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to add a 4th employee. That 4th employee will help us to prospect for new members, and it will also help us to spend more time with our existing membership base to make sure and help them indoctrinate them into all of the various value-added benefits that our chamber has. So we've been a 3-member chamber since August of 2015. I'm sorry, 3-employee chamber since August of 2015. So we will in 2023 add our 4th employee. That way we will have some capacity to grow and look for additional programming, but we will be busy this year hiring and training that 4th employee. If you know the person that's pro-business, values relationships, and loves our community, make sure they send a resume to Bobby the day after our annual banquet, because Bobby tells me the office is absolutely covered up getting ready for the Chamber annual banquet. In closing, I would like to say I'm proud to be a part of this great community, and I appreciate your support and trust in selecting me as your 97th Chamber President. I will work hard to carry the torch, and I will make you proud. So let's look forward to 2023, promoting business and building community. Thank you.
Thank you, Shawn. I'm excited for the challenge ahead. Each year, the Chamber likes to take a moment and reflect on accomplishments over the past year. And boy, what a year it was. Considering all the challenges we collectively faced, I am proud to report that your Chamber never stopped focusing on bringing you value. Through it all, the Somerset-Pulaski Chamber worked to be your partner in supplying you with business development services to keep your operations moving forward and upward. From restarting Pulaski County's economic engine to adding jobs and new workforce development programs, the Chamber continued to evolve, react, and overcome the challenges from the last year. Our organization has continued to evolve and grow with our generous support of our community, sponsors, members, and volunteers. As the leading voice of business for Southeast Kentucky, the Chamber continues to play a role in the city, county, and region's prosperous future. On behalf of the Chamber, I cannot thank you enough for your support over the last 12 months. As we cast a forward vision to set the stage for our 98th year in operation, we are pleased to present our 2022 year in review, which highlights our initiatives and accomplishments over the past year. If everyone could please focus their attention on the projector screen in the middle of the room, I will run through our year in review presentation. So first things first, I always, as a point of privilege, invite all of our past Chamber presidents to join us today. And I know that several of you are here, and I want to thank you. When you roll off the board, I think a lot of times you get forgotten about. And one thing we try to do is really continue to include our past presidents in everything we do moving forward. And we pay tribute to where we came from, and we thank them for everything they've done. It's important that we thank them and recognize them for where the Chamber is today, and I'm incredibly appreciative for them. So several of them are here and have joined us, and I want to say thank you. And always, I take a lot of pride in showing our past presidents where we are as a chamber. So we'll get started here. Again, we've mentioned, lean and mean. We're going to hire a fourth employee, though. They're going to be well compensated. If you know anybody who would like to spend a lot of time with Bill Marshall, tell them to please give me a call because Bill is Bill's our business liaison, and he's going to be doing a lot of the training here. But it'll be a hybrid position, and we're really excited about hiring another person so we can go out and prospect and continue to grow our chamber. So some statistics. So organized in 1925, we are really getting close to our 100-year anniversary, which is going to be exciting. We're going to have a heck of a party for that. That should be a lot of fun. I used to say I hope I'm not here for that, but now I kind of hope I am. We're the 7th largest chamber in the state of Kentucky. Approximately, when you factor in our members that are in that renewal kind of cycle, we're right at 900 member businesses. We're the strongest, most active business advocacy group in Southeast Kentucky. And we play, we're a regional partner with several other chambers in the Lake Cumberland area. So as far away as Harlan, we get calls from chambers, and we talk to them about programs they might want to facilitate that we're doing, and we like to work with them, and we help them out any way we can. So again, here is a snapshot of our 2022 Board of Directors. I believe it's the best chamber board in the state of Kentucky. It represents small and large business, and it covers a lot of areas, everything from industry and manufacturing to education, retail, and we've even got the chief of police on there. So it's a great board, and it is a distinct honor for me to work with this board, and I'm very excited. I have 19 bosses. I always joke with people, you think you have a lot of bosses. I've got 19 bosses. And also want to recognize Mr. Chris Girdler down here, our director of SPEDA, our ex officio member who always has wonderful ideas and is a past president of our Chamber of Commerce. He is a bridge between the city and county as a voice for us, and we appreciate him taking the time to be on our board. Also want to recognize our incoming board member for 2023, Mr. Willie Wilson. He is the head cheese out at App Harvest. I don't actually know your title. Managing head guy, I don't know. I'm going to have to learn that. I got to get a business card from Willie. But Willie is the head guy out at App Harvest. So we've had a long friendship with Willie, and we know he has tremendously good ideas, and we're excited to welcome him to our board. So let's talk about information and networking services and a little bit of advocacy. So again, we're really proud of our Luncheon series here. I believe that we have a very eclectic group of speakers that we try to bring in every year. This past year was no different. Elected officials, people in education. We had a wonderful tourism update. Kenny Skywalker showed up and did an interview with Larry Glover. I mean, that was awesome. If anybody was here for Chris Jocelyn, he's the president of the International Bluegrass Hall of Fame Museum. That was awesome. He got up here and played music. It was fantastic. I think it was on fall break, so we had a pretty small crowd, but it was amazing. It might have been our best one of the year. Nate Morris, I mean, that's a publicly traded company with Nate, Rubicon, on the New York Stock Exchange. We're very proud of our speakers, and we have a tremendous lineup for 2023 scheduled as well. So again, here's some of our, snapshot of some of our speakers from this past year. And again, we're not just luncheons. Luncheons are a very small part of what we actually do here at the Chamber. I hear all the time, well, I can't make the lunch. Well, that's okay. I have members that have been members. I know people that have been members for 10 years of this chamber. They've never been to a luncheon. That's okay. They see tremendous value in their membership. After hours events, breakfast. So we did a legislative update earlier this year with all of our legislative delegation. Huge crowd out at the Harbor Restaurant talking about this past session and what to expect in the upcoming session. Also held a breakfast with Congressman Rogers down at the Lake Cumberland Farmers Market in downtown. A huge crowd for that. I learned that people like breakfast in this town, so we're going to host more of those. People like to get out early. So I often joke with people, if you can't get out for lunch, that's okay. I can get you for lunch or breakfast or dinner, one of the three. There's no excuse. You should be able to come out and join us for something. Services. So we increased our visibility. We have a bi-monthly newsletter. It's distributed to over 3,000 people twice a month. If anybody is not receiving that and you'd like to, call our office, send us an email. Be happy to get you on there. If you have information you'd like to put in there, be happy to do that for you. Services. Again, our Facebook page, social media is kind of one of those yings and yangs, isn't it? I know that nobody really likes social media, but we kind of need it, don't we? That's kind of how I look at Facebook and Instagram, and we actually did a training on TikTok this year, so but Facebook is kind of our bread and butter still here in Pulaski County, and we surpassed 16,000 followers and generated over 480,000 page views this past year. So a lot of people are looking at that, and they're acquiring information. Job postings, we have become a wonderful place to go find jobs. We have lots of businesses. They're all hiring, and they send us information. It resulted in over 150,000 page views. Hundreds, if not 1,000 jobs this past year were shared on our Facebook page. I would encourage everybody, if you know somebody who's looking, and it's incredibly diverse, everything from professional jobs that pay six figures all the way down to minimum wage. We're happy to highlight all those different positions. Again, we do a lot of free training programs. We inched back into that after COVID. We did a lot of virtual free training. We're inching back into doing in-person training programs as well. I always want to thank the center. They always provide us a lot of room here. They've got great facilities, great technology. We did two this past year. We've partnered with the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center here in Kentucky, working with J.C. Phelps, Small Business Website Mastery, and then how to use TikTok as a small business. I think it's, I laughed at it too, but I'm going to be honest with you. TikTok, fastest growing social media platform in America currently. 1 out of every 2 people that is on there has been influenced to purchase something that they've seen. So it's real, it's happening, and we need to learn as a business community how to use these platforms as well. So we're there to provide these free trainings as a chamber member. There's no charge for any of these. I would encourage you to, if you don't like one, keep an eye out for the next one, and you might like it. We're going to do another 4 to 6 of those in 23, so I would encourage you to stay tuned. We're working on a couple right now. Services, so again, our member-to-member discount program, one of the things I really am proud of that Bill Marshall actually resurrected from the dead. As soon as we hired Bill, we asked him to take this program over. Today, we have over 200 local businesses that provide discounts. To date, we have handed out just over 33,000 key tags. So that's 1 in every 2 people in our community that has one of those. I bet a lot of you all have one in here right now. If you don't, let us know. We'll be happy to give you as many as you want. If you need 1,000, I'll give you 1,000. If you need 2, I'll mail you 2. That's completely fine. The beauty of this program is that average savings, if you use these consistently over the course of a year, the average savings is about $1,100 per household. So I'm sure a lot of you, when you go out to eat or you go to a retail facility, everything from working on your transmission, there's a little bit of everything in here. So Big City Pizza, we just had them join, so they actually gave us a discount. So lots of different things. I would encourage everybody, go to our website or call us and we can get you brochures. You can download our app and the menu's right on there. It's a great program, and I'm really thankful for Bill for bringing that back. So with over 200 of those and growing, it's a wonderful program. So referrals. I always tell people if I had one thing in 60 seconds to talk to you today, it would be referrals. We get thousands of phone calls every year. I'm going to assume it's somewhere north of 12,000 phone calls. And I would say 3 to 4% of that is just referrals. It's people that don't want to make decisions for themselves. They want to know where to buy a washer and dryer or buy a set of tires. Real simple things you think they'd know, they call us. We only refer our members. So there's a tremendous amount of value in referrals. So that's one of the greatest things about your chamber membership. And you don't have to attend anything to get those referrals. Ribbon cuttings. We do a lot of ribbon cuttings. I think normally we do a lot. We did 8 more than last year somehow. We did 50. We set a goal and we went to 50. I said we were so close late in the year. I said we can do 2 more. Let's go. Let's get 50. So we did 50 ribbon cuttings. This is one of my favorite. They set up a ramp for this ribbon cutting. You actually jumped through the ribbon. It's pretty fun. We have done a lot of these ribbon cuttings. They're great visibility for our new members. Also, if you have an existing business who's done a renovation or a remodel, let us know. We'll come out, we'll put you on the schedule, and we'll come do a ribbon cutting. So these are the numbers that I'm really proud about. These are the numbers we actually win awards with as well. So membership, retention, growth. We generated 152 new members in 2022. So that's the most in my tenure. It was a tremendous year, 152. We average 100 to 120 members every year. 152 new members is tremendous, and that's a 6.7% increase in our growth. Our retention, 92.5%. I always tell people it's really easy to get new members, but can you keep your existing members? Are you keeping your existing members happy? Well, I think we are. National average is 85%, and it's actually a little bit higher than that for a chamber our size. Our average is 92.5. So very proud of our retention rates, and actually we normally win statewide awards for those. So there we go, membership retention. And we facilitated, this is a great number. This is a direct Bill Marshall number as well. I joke with Bill quite often when people ask, what does Bill do? And I said, well, I don't know. He comes in the mornings and he checks back in around 4:30. I don't really know what he does during the day. And to be honest with you, if you pick up 152 new members and you have 92% retention, I don't really care what you do during the day, Bill. Bill facilitated, we have a metric we use with Bill, though, where he comes in, and we call it bulk data. And it's just kind of a daily download of what Bill has done over the course of the day, because I didn't think we were seeing the true picture here on how much Bill was actually doing over the course of a year. So in 2022, we facilitated over 7,900 phone calls and in-person visits with our membership to help identify ways we can better support their businesses. This is Bill sitting down at a table and talking with the business. It could be as little as him just popping his head in the door and saying, hey, how you doing? Is there anything I can do to help you today? Bill is a wonderful resource and he needs help, so that's why we're going to hire that person. This is an increase, though, of 2,300 more people that he talked to in 2021. It's amazing. I mean, I don't know if you can do more than that. The average is tremendous, and it's a real testament to the business liaison position. So talking about some of our highlights, our events, I'm very proud of some of these. The Jack Keeney Memorial Golf Tournament, this predates me. If a lot of you remember Jack Keeney, so Jack Keeney was my predecessor, and Jack was director at God's Food Pantry, and he was a longtime educator, and he was a director at the Mill Springs Battlefield Association. Jack was a far better man than I'll ever be. And Jack was very passionate about this golf tournament. And I remember every year when it was done, he would call me and he would criticize, he'd let me know everything I did wrong with the golf tournament. And I'd sit there and I would take it. And I'd say, you're right, Jack, I need to do more of that. Okay, well, I'll work on that next year. And Jack lost a battle with cancer a few years ago, and we thought it was a very fitting tribute to actually rename the golf tournament after Jack and donate a portion of our proceeds from this to a local organization. So this year, Jack's widow, Pat Keeney, actually picked the 516 Clinic, and we donated over $3,400 to them. To date, we've raised over $24,000 and handed that back to local charities on behalf of this golf tournament. So not only is it a sellout golf tournament, but it's something worth charitable nature now. We're very proud of that. I'd be remiss. Michael Ray comes to about one luncheon a year, so I need to recognize, I'm going to embarrass him. Michael he's been out of our honorary chair of our golf committee now for, 14 years or something like that. So I want to thank him for everything he's done as well. I told him we don't do the golf tournament unless he's on the chair. So we're going to, no pressure, Michael. Our Shamrock Shuffle. So after 10 wonderful years in Burnside, we are actually relocating for the 11th annual Shamrock Shuffle. We're relocating to downtown Somerset. I'm very excited about this. We love Burnside, but we thought after 10 years a new race route might be in order. So we're moving to downtown, and this is a wonderful race. To date, we've had almost 3,500 racers participate from 11 different counties, and probably the largest road race in Pulaski County. So very proud of that initiative, and we'll be marketing that in March very soon. So now we're getting to a few new things. I think that Shawn alluded to one of Matt's brainchildren from last year was Operation Beautification. Another way that we can help and support and collaborate with our friends over at Pride and the cleanup initiatives that they're already doing. Chris Girdler and SPIDA are already doing. We went out and basically we wanted to figure out a new way to get more kids involved in cleaning up and beautifying our community. I always say, if you go to Pensacola, Florida, or Asheville, North Carolina, or any number of places, Charleston, South Carolina, you know what you don't see? You don't see trash, do you? Well, we consider ourselves a vacation and a tourism community, so we need to live by that standard as well. So we're going to do everything we can to pick up our roadways and keep our community clean. So Operation Beautification is another way that we do that. So we actually pay high school organizations and middle school organizations and community clubs. We pay them to go out and pick up garbage. We partner with Danny Maston and the Recycling Center. They have a litter abatement grant, and we raise funds from donations from businesses here in our community, and we pay organizations to go out and pick up trash. So if you think about it, nobody really wants to go out and pick up trash, but if you think about these booster clubs for football and soccer and everything else, they're all out selling cookie dough and 500 other, things to raise money. And this is a wonderful way to raise money right here. And we pay them a lot of money to help them with those organizations. And in return, we get some labor. So in total, this past year, 22 local civic organizations participated with a total of 461 volunteers. They collected 765 bags of trash off 74 miles of roadway. So, folks, that is a one-way trip to Lexington is basically what that is. It's 230 more bags of trash than the initial year. It's 200 more volunteers, and it's 24 miles of roadway. If we continue to have supporters who want to help us fund this, we're going to continue to make it bigger. We don't have a shortage of organizations and clubs that want to come out and pick up and volunteer and help for this. We have a shortage of cash. So if people want to continue to donate to this, I really appreciate it. I know the hospital, Hinkle, SPIDA, there's some great sponsors and great people that are involved in this, and I'm incredibly appreciative to them. And I'd love to pick up a couple 100 miles of trash if we could. There's always trash to be picked up, as we know. And Operation Beautification was a wonderful initiative by Mr. Ford, and we appreciate that very much. So again, show of hands real quick. Who went to the Lake Cumberland Air Show this past year? Anybody go to the air show? Okay. So I will tell you that this is something that our first year that we put the air show together, it was a collaboration the first year with the Summer Night Cruise and SPIDA and the airport and the Chamber. And we didn't really know what we were doing, but we thought that an air show would be great for our community. We've got a great airport. We wanted to show it off. We've got a lot of passionate aviators here. How do we show that off? How do we best do that? Well, have an air show. So we had about 5,500 people show up the first year, and it was totally free. There was zero cost. So this year, we thought we'd worked a lot of the bugs out. We were ready to go and have another event, another air show. We moved the date. We moved it off a Sunday, put it on a Saturday. We put it in cooler weather. We did everything right. And then we decided to charge people. We thought, well, this is going to go over like a lead balloon. Let's tamp down our expectations. And then we had over 7,000 people pay and show up. So the moral of the story here is that people are willing to pay for good entertainment. This was a wonderful event, and I'm incredibly proud of this event. And it's something that if you've not gone, or maybe you just saw it from the outskirts of town, it's really fun. And I want to thank everybody for allowing the Chamber to be a part of that. We are nothing more than grunt labor. We're out there and we are parking cars. I am out there parking cars. I'm sitting out there and we are, we are ambassadors, that Corps, they're awesome. They're out there parking cars. We're directing traffic. We're taking, shots on the direct line, but it's fun and we enjoy doing things like that. So the air show is something that we now have kind of incorporated into our bag of events, and we're incredibly proud to have that as something that we can say the Chamber is part of. So our Ambassador Gives program, it gets very little recognition, but again, this is something here, it's a groundbreaking program where we incentivize our volunteers to become more involved in exchange for monetary donations made to local organizations. So basically, for everything an ambassador does, including coming to this lunch today, they can earn points, and then they can turn those points in and they get money. They get real dollars. So we allocate about $3,000 in our budget, and we tell them, for every X amount of points, you get X amount of dollars. And at the end of the year, or on the monthly, or whenever you'd like to, you can pool those, you can put them together, and you can actually donate money to organizations here locally. So we donated almost, we were $20 short, I think, of our $3,000. We donated almost $3,000 this year to local organizations that included the 516 Clinic, God's Food Pantry, the Somerset BPW Club, the Humane Society, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and the United Way. Go back there and talk to Crystal Cox about how much money she's getting this year. I'll tell you, it's a great program, and it's a further way that we're working to support our nonprofit and charitable organizations here in our community through the work that our ambassadors are already doing. So here's a picture of our ambassadors. We don't usually get these guys all together at the same time, and I think we had almost everybody there that day. So as you can see, everybody probably knows somebody in there. There's no charge if anybody wants to be an ambassador. There is an allocation of your time, I won't lie to you. But what you get out of this right here is much more than you'll ever put in. It's a wonderful organization, and I'm incredibly appreciative of that group right there. Our leadership program. In a nutshell, Leadership Lake Cumberland, it predates me. It is a 9-month-long professional development program. It's easily the best thing that we do on a yearly basis. I've yet to talk to one person who's ever gone through this program who didn't enjoy it. It is a wonderful opportunity to not only make new friends, but it's a great opportunity and a chance for you to collaborate and find out what's here in our community. One of my best stories ever, Rick Barker went through this a few years ago, and everybody knows Rick. Rick knows everything, right? Every month, Rick went out, he found something new that he did not know was in our community through this program. Every month, there's a different focus. We go visit a lot of different spots, and it's a tremendous opportunity. So if anybody, this is our class that just graduated. So I see Doug right in the front there. It's a great program, and I know a few of you are here today, and I appreciate you. It's a wonderful program, and I thank all the businesses for allowing you to put somebody in the program and allocate that time. Thank you. So to date, let me go back. To date, we have graduated over 800 people since the inception of that program. So something to think about. So I'm not going to, touch on RISE a great deal because I do want to compliment Tiffany, though. When she came to me with this idea, it was already done and had a bow on it. She had this idea teed up for a while and knew exactly what she wanted to do. So all I had to do was facilitate this for her, and she even did a lot of the work there. It is a wonderful opportunity. It's a women's leadership program. It's a great way. It's a safe space for women to get together and empower one another and get together and network and use and collaborate with each other's resources. And it's been a phenomenal success. And we're going to do this. We're going to have this quarterly and definitely, as far as I'm concerned, through the Chamber as we move forward. I know that they've already planned the next one in March. It's going to have a health focus to it, which is one that we haven't done, and I'm very excited about that. So I would encourage any of you out there, ladies, participate in these. They are well worth. There's no charge. You just have to have the support of the people that at your businesses. They have to allocate some time for you, but it's well worth it. Bust a Biz. So this is like a Chris Girdler slideshow. So this is something that Chris and I collaborated on this past year. And again, this is an opportunity for us. I think one of the biggest things with educators is that educators, when they're asked about opportunities in manufacturing, they don't really know how to answer those questions sometimes. It's not their fault, but when are they ever actually in these manufacturing facilities to see what's going on and the advancements and the technology changes and things that are going on? Well, we decided to get together and we collaborated together to take a group of educators out from the Somerset school system and take them, where'd we go? We went to Hendrickson, we went to Toyotetsu, we had Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital come and speak to them, and it was eye-opening to a lot of them. So now they can go back to school, and when a kid talks to them and says, hey, what opportunities are out there for me? I don't know if I want to go that traditional college route. What else is available for me? They've got options right there at their hands, and they can talk with experience about those. We're working with Pulaski County Schools as well. We're very excited. I believe Southwestern is next, Chris, is it right? So we're going to Southwestern. We're taking a group of their teachers out, and then PC's next. Pat, thank you for being involved in that. We appreciate that. But Bust a Biz is something we're going to collaborate on as long as SPEDA will let us. We appreciate it, and these are the types of things that we're proud to be a part of. Let's see here. The Christmas parade. Everybody knows I love the Christmas parade, don't you? If you don't, look, some of you are laughing. The Christmas parade can be tough, I won't lie to you. A lot of people brings out the worst in them, surprisingly. But I will tell you this, I've never been one to back down from a challenge. And if I'm going to put a Christmas parade together, we're going to put the best Christmas parade together in Pulaski County and Lake Cumberland, in my opinion. Huge. We had over 120 entries. Approximately 1,200 participants, not viewers. That was the people in the parking lot. We had about 1,200 people in the parking lot that were in the parade. We estimate somewhere between 6,000 and 8,000 people were in the parade this year. It's hard to pinpoint it really any closer than that. But it's a great collaboration with a lot of different organizations. And again, this is one of those things most people probably don't know, that the Chamber hosts the Christmas parade. I've often joked that I don't know if we host it or if we just can't get rid of it, but we're incredibly thankful if we have it. Again, we're going to make the best of it. Our Young Entrepreneurs Academy. So I know Reese is here. Where you at, Reese? Oh, I'm gonna shamelessly fawn over her a little bit. So our 9th annual Young Entrepreneurs Academy. So this is a program, I remember when we started this, Dolores Adult and I took it upon ourselves to go talk. We went to Danville, talked to their chamber, and we wanted to know more about how to find a program to teach our middle and high school students how to start and run their own business. Not the easiest thing to do, to find a good program to actually do that. We found the Young Entrepreneurs Academy. It's based out of Rochester, New York, and I believe it's the best in the country. So we're entering into our 10th year of the Young Entrepreneurs Academy. We've got Reese Shook at the helm as our program manager. Reese has the unique distinction of being the first program manager to actually turn away students. So thanks to a collaboration we have with TTAI, where they are actually paying for our students this year to participate, we had more applications than we've had in the last 3 years. And it's incredibly exciting to see the momentum on this program in an upward trajectory for the first time in a few years, I think. The program itself is tremendous. These kids get an 18-week experience. It is not for the faint of heart. This is not a weekend learn how to write a business. This is an 18-week program. You're paired with mentors. You have real business leaders. You've got Mark Brenzel, who's here with us today, who's one of the teachers, former CEO of Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital, as a teacher in this program. So it is Dan Cheshire. I don't know if Dan's here, but Dan, again, a lot of you know Dan, owners of Dairy Queens and whatnot, another one of the teachers in this program. It is a wonderful program. The kids here, so to date, we've handed out over $71,000 to students to help start businesses, and we've handed out eight full scholarships, full 4-year college scholarships to Campbellsville University to the winners of this program. So great collaboration with Campbellsville. Also have a chance to give a scholarship to Somerset Community College if they would like one. So we have some great partnerships here with the Young Entrepreneurs Academy, and I'm really excited. We have a full house for this next year's class, which starts here in about 3 weeks. So really excited about that, and this is I love this program. It's a lot of work, but when you see the transformation in these kids, it is incredibly rewarding. And then we talked just real briefly earlier, we had a check presentation for our holiday auction. So again, holiday auction, Christmas parade. We got to get them little holiday auctions up here. I like the holiday auction a lot. It's one of my favorites. We get to raise a lot of money for really great causes. Local students, local high school students who want to attend Somerset Community College. So again, I briefly alluded to the fact to date we've raised over $194,000 and provided over 100 scholarships now from this initiative. 100 scholarships. And it's more than that. That's just a safe number. I don't actually know. Cindy hasn't told me what the final number is, but I know I can say over 100 scholarships safely. It's wonderful. We're incredibly appreciative of the collaboration we have with the community college on this, and I'm not going to let Kathy and Beverly go anywhere. Kathy tried to bail out on me at $100,000. She said, as soon as we raise $100,000, I'm done. Well, we're in it now, aren't we? It's 194 and counting, so you're in it. All right. So in conclusion, 2022 was indeed an eventful year, which shows the perseverance of the people of our community. There were no excuses, no doubts, and definitely no slowing down despite the worldwide social and economic climates. I hope this year in review has given you confidence that through the Somerset-Pulaski County Chamber of Commerce, your voice is heard and that we have your back. The mission of the Chamber remains the same, to take a leadership role in the improvement of business and the quality of life for the Lake Cumberland region through business development, economic, civic, cultural, and educational programming. Your continued investment supports the regional leadership we bring to help your business connect, grow, and thrive. On behalf of our staff, directors, and ambassadors, we thank you for your continued support. It is our privilege to serve you, and we look forward to providing you important information, services, and advocacy for many years to come. Our best to all of you in 2023. So in conclusion, thank you all very much, and we appreciate this. I hope you've enjoyed it. At this time, I believe we're going to do, we've got some prizes to hand out, and we've got to do a quick passing of the gavel. So this is always exciting right here. Let's do the passing of the gavel real quick. We can do that after. You want to do that after? You want to do that? The passing of the gavel? Let's do it after. We'll do it after. We've got some prizes. I've never done this. Tiff, do you want to help me with these? I've never done this. Yes, I'm very much out of my comfort zone now. I don't know what to do.
One last time. Okay, everybody get their tickets out. We have from M&W Printing 20% off gift certificate, and that goes to 1932. Oh, right over here. Okay, next we have $20 RB Dry Cleaner certificate. and that goes to $19.98. Right here at the front table. We have 2 Buffalo Wings and Rings gift cards for $25 each. So the first one will go to 1935. Oh, we only have one of these, so not bad. 1935. Oh, right over here. We have a Hardee's gift card, Hardy South, $20. 1887. Cindy Klaus, back there. Ooh, this is a good one. From South Kentucky RECC, we have a $50 Texas Roadhouse gift card. And that one goes to 2003. Willie. What? Oh, okay. And then Slim Chickens, they have a new location in London starting on January 30th. And this is $25. Goes to 1893. Right here in the back. Okay, that takes care of that. Now we're passing.
Okay. No, you, nope. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much. We appreciate your attention today. Last item of business, I think we're going to ask our new Pulaski County Judge Executive to please come forward and do the Pledge of Allegiance for us.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.